May I remind you that trading is risky and not suitable for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Welcome to QuantBox Daily. Today is Friday, April 28th. Cool. What is QuantBox? QuantBox is your global macroeconomic quant-in-a-box. It's a tool that gives you a fundamental bias, which you can then marry with technicals to give you an edge on the market. 1 week trial is just $7.90. All right, friends. So yesterday we met up. We spoke about a watch list. The watch list consisted of euro dollar at the profit-taking zone. Okay. And we were looking for price to break out of here and drop down and pull back. And it didn't really happen. That's okay, because you look at the M15 time frame, you can see you never got an opportunity to take that trade. Beautiful. We'll come back and look at that in a moment. Looking at the euro yen, you can see we were looking at this as a potential right-hand shoulder and saying, could we get a lower low, lower high? Now, I'm going to remain stick with my bias on this pair. Okay. Continue looking for opportunities to sell this because of the seasonality on the yen pairs. So I'd keep that one on the watch list. Okay. In terms of the euro dollar, it's doing some strange things, right? You can see price broke up, made this higher high, made this higher low, looking pretty rangy. Okay, you can see there, kind of stuck out. We were looking at this because price had broken the 55, pulled all the way back up. Unfortunately, it didn't set up the way we wanted to. So, but you are still a profit-taking zone, although I don't like the way this is set up. So I'm going to take this off my watch list. Okay, I'm leaving euro yen on there. Pound yen, we did get an opportunity. You can see here, there was a break of support pulling back to resistance. If you want an M15 time frame, then what you would have done is you would have seen price breaking out and pulling back to resistance. You would have gone down to the M5 time frame to have a look and see if you're getting lower lows and lower highs there. And as you can see here, you never got those lower lows, lower highs. So you didn't get into any trades on the pound Aussie. Okay. On the pound CAD, similar thing. You can see that we broke out of the range, we broke back in the range, still sitting over here. I'd keep an eye on these though, because they still are profit-taking zones. Okay. In terms of the euro Aussie, you can see we actually got exactly what we were looking for. You can see price broke out, pulled back, hit resistance on M15 time frame. You can see there price breaking out, pulling back, and then breaking down. The problem was this a scalp or a swing or a counter trade? You can see there, not the most amazing setup at the moment, price pulling back. If you took the trade, that's fantastic. Stop losses up here, all good in the hood. It's one of those situations where if this was to come down, then you're happy. The problem is now price at this 21 EMA, the challenging one, right? It's like a bit of a scalp, to be honest. Looking at what needs to happen next. Price did make this lower high. I'd pay attention to what happens down here in terms of price breaking resistance and resistance becoming support. Okay. Not the most amazing trade, but you did get into a trade. What you in for, like 8-9 pips. Fantastic. Then on the euro CAD, didn't really get anything over here, so leave that one alone. In terms of going through other pairs right now as we go into Friday, here's our Aussie dollar USD. As you know, Aussie dollar USD coming through the bias of bearish, not buying at the bottom of this range, not selling here either, completely out of position. Leave that one alone. Looking at your euro dollar, you can see here we already looked at euro dollar. Looking at the H1, let's take a look at the daily. You can see they're still stuck inside that range, not really doing anything at all. And we were looking for price to come down, and that came down, but you can see it pulled back up. So we did get what we were looking for, but unfortunately we didn't get the lower low, lower high we wanted. Okay. So it's unfortunate, but hey, maybe a bit of a scalp for you there. So you're still in this area, but again, I don't like the fact that price is consolidating. I'd rather wait for price to break out of this range over here. Cool. Pound dollar, you can see they're still stuck inside the range. Leave that alone. Kiwi dollar, still stuck inside the range. Leave that alone. USD CAD, still stuck. You're looking for a buy. You can't buy up here. You should have bought down there. Leave that one alone. USD ZAR, range, leave that alone. In terms of your yen pairs, we know that we're looking for yen bearishness, seasonality, and we know that because QuantBox shows us that. In terms of, you look at your yen pairs over here, you can see, looking at your yen pair, Aussie yen, for example, you can see here we got April down to May. Okay, so check that out. In terms of this Aussie yen pair, you can see here, not much we can do with this. CAD yen, Looking at CAD yen, you can see they're completely sideways, not much going on here. Okay. In terms of euro yen, daily, we were looking at this. We looked at this price pulling back here. Euro yen is the one we've got the right-hand shoulder potential. Definitely still paying attention to this, looking for any indication of lower low, lower high. Okay. Still paying attention to this on lower time frames. Definitely, absolutely. In terms of the pound yen, you can see her all the way back up top of the range, of course. Leave that alone. Kiwi yen, also stuck inside range. With regards to pound yen, I'm going to go back there quickly because if we get back up to the top of this range, then there might be opportunities to take a sell. Okay. You can see there. Not a massive fan of the 21 EMA. In terms of like this being sideways, though, I'm not a massive believer in the 21 EMA. You know, I'm not going to buy over here. It's way too high. If I'm looking for a sell, looking for a lower low, lower high. Just seems like everything's on pause right now. Kiwi yen also sideways, right? Swiss francs, we all saw they were all lower down, looking for a pullback to resistance. Haven't had that yet. Okay. Looking at your CAD Swissy, also same problem, same situation. Euro Swissy, you can see here on the daily, just stuck in that range. Pound Swissy, also just stuck at the bottom of that range. Looking for bearishness on the Swiss pairs as well, going into this time of the year. You can see they're not anywhere near resistance, so leave that alone too. Euro pound, it's been stuck in range for a while. You can see we're still stuck in that range. Okay, leave that alone. Pound Aussie, you at a profit taking zone. We saw that yesterday. We didn't see the lower low, lower high. We're looking at this yesterday. There's a little range over there. We never got what we were looking for. Okay. So, I mean, if you want to continue paying attention to that in terms of pound Aussie on your watch list, because you still are at that profit taking zone, and what you're looking for is looking for a lower low, lower high. Now, you are in this situation over here where you might sort of see that as lower low, lower high. That's fine. I don't see any reason why you would take the trade earlier on, because again, looking at M5, you can see price pulled back here, but price had made a higher high compared to those, looking like a bullish channel. So not a massive fan of that. But you could continue watching that on a lower time frame chart if you so wish. Pound CAD, our watch list pretty much stays the same for tonight as it was yesterday. Pound CAD, not at the profit taking zone yet. Pound Kiwi, not at a profit taking zone yet, kind of above that, leaving that alone. Why is that different to the other one? Because of the fact that I'm not seeing price consolidate over here. You can see like I've got this really strange behavior, price coming down to support 21 EMA, but I'm not liking that price pattern. So leave that alone. Euro Aussie, daily at a profit, okay, at the monthly profit taking zone. Cool. We're looking at this just now. That's the one that didn't pull back. Okay. You might have got a bit of a scalp on that one. All right. So that's fine. At least that trade worked out. A little 80 pip scalp. Nothing wrong with that. Euro CAD, pretty much nothing there. Euro Kiwi, also not much going on there. You can see here. Might have been a trade over there. Let's look and see, when was that? That was a few days ago, 26. There's your breakout pullback sell. So yeah, okay, cool. And then Euro ZAR at a monthly profit taking zone, doing all kinds of weird things. I need a lower low, lower high, some kind of structure that indicates bearishness. Aussie CAD in the middle of nowhere. Aussie Kiwi, middle of nowhere. And Kiwi CAD, middle of nowhere. So I think what you need to do, folks, is stick to the watch list we had for yesterday. Okay. Pay attention to your pound Aussie. You're looking for lower lows, lower highs on the lower time frame chart. Okay. So something that sort of indicates, okay, we've had a lower low, lower high. Okay, does this produce another lower low, lower high? Are we currently bearish, right? As we go into Friday. Your Euro Aussie, you got that sell over there, and you're now aware of the fact that price could come all the way back up. So probably just a scalp over there. You can see their price now coming off of bullish roll reversals. That's not a great sign for selling. Okay. And everything else didn't work out over there. So I think like ultimately these other little scalps here, fantastic, fine. This over here is worth waiting for. just in terms of like, if this does set up and you do get the lower low, lower high, lower time frame, and this is a head and shoulder pattern, which it might be, could be, you can see there, it's possible, and you get the lower low, lower high, this might be a trade in for a couple of weeks, couple of months. So definitely pay attention to that. Keep on the other yen pairs, pound yen coming up to top of the range, and other yen pairs being at resistance, just in terms of that seasonality that we're looking for going into going into May. I thank you for your time this week. I hope you've enjoyed these sessions at an earlier stage. Tokyo, I think it's been much nicer, much easier, looking at daily time frames, working out what you're doing for the entire day. And I look forward to seeing you guys on, let's look and see, probably going to do one on Sunday, to be honest, because Sunday is the start of the week. So I'll see you on Sunday afternoon at the market open. Well, afternoon for those of you in New York time. Evening for me, you can see right now 1:03 in the morning for me. So I'll see you on, which is basically Monday morning for me, right? I'll see you then at the next Asia Open. Have a great weekend, and thank you for your time. Remember, stay patient, stay disciplined, and stay liquid. All the best. Bye-bye.